All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Advent, and I am not a financial advisor, and I am not a certified or licensed psychologist or none of those things. So everything we're going to be going over today is just my experience, what I've been taught, and what I find works for me. So today the topic is going to be limiting beliefs, what it is, how we can overcome them, examples of them, and how they can impact our lives. So a lot of these limiting beliefs, they can come out in many aspects of our lives. I'll tie it into trading later on, but I'll keep it just, in our regular lives for now. So for those who are not familiar with what limiting beliefs are, they are essentially self-imposed constraints or even ideas or subconscious programming that we've developed over the years, either from childhood or from things that we've seen and, assimilated or things that people have told us, right? Now, limiting beliefs are very dangerous for your growth because as the saying goes, you can only go as far as your thoughts, right? Or as far as your beliefs. So, for the sake of the conversation, if you don't think you'll succeed at something specifically, then you probably aren't because you don't even believe it. Now, some common limiting beliefs that I tend to hear a lot, and even I've experienced myself, you know, thinking that you may not be worthy or thinking that you may not be enough, or even thinking, let's say, in the sake of trading or whatever it is that you may be doing, that you may not deserve easy money, right? Now, having limiting beliefs, as I briefly mentioned a little earlier, can be very impactful in our life. It could be mental issues. Well, let me not say issues, but uh, mental challenges that can come up for us, right? It can cause self-doubt, fear, anxiety, many different things that are usually on the negative sign. And of course, always being super frustrated on, like, why isn't my life changing? Or why does this keep on happening? Or X, Y, and Z, right? Now, with these impacts of limiting beliefs, they'll really hold you back from achieving the life that you may want, and even potentially having you self-sabotage the life that you want, right? Which I've experienced that myself, and it's not the best. So, another thing that you may want to look out for when it comes to limiting beliefs is how it can lead you to, as I mentioned, self-sabotage, procrastination, avoidance of what you need to do to really get to where you want to be. Let's say, for the sake of the conversation, if you want to open up your own business, but you have this belief that's limiting that you are not going to succeed in your business. So instead of actually trying to open up your business or even try the process, you don't even start at all because you're like, well, if I'm going to fail, then why am I even going to start? What's the point? Right? But you don't even have proof that you're not going to succeed or even fail, right? Also, little tip, everybody failed before they became successful. So keep that in mind. So, one thing that we can do to identify our limiting beliefs is being honest with ourselves, right? What my life coach had me do is get a piece of paper or, a book, journal, whatever works best for you. Something to note, physically write it. Don't write it down on your computer or your phone. Get a piece of paper, get a pen or pencil, and physically write it down. Write all the things that you think you may not be worthy of or whatever it may be, and physically write it down. That way, we're aware and we can actually see on paper, all right, this is what I think I cannot accomplish, or this is what I believe about myself. And then once we have that and we have identified what the limiting beliefs may be, there's going to be the next process of, overcoming them. And I'll give you guys some more information in a little bit on how we can reframe the beliefs, right? So once you get your limiting beliefs down on a piece of paper or journal or wherever, You're going to get another sheet if you want to, or even the same one. You're going to make three columns. First column is going to be old beliefs. So it's going to be the beliefs that you think of right now, whatever current beliefs you have. But we're going to reframe them as old because they're going to be old beliefs moving forward, and we're creating new beliefs in the few. So one side, old beliefs. This is what you believe right now. In the center column, it's going to be accepting beliefs. This is essentially going to be the transition from your old beliefs into the new beliefs. So let's say for the sake of the conversation, I'll give you guys an example. Let's say an old belief, right? I don't believe that I deserve to make easy money. That's the old belief. The accepting belief is going to be the bridging of the old and the new, right? So the accepting belief you can word as, I can't wait to make so much money or to make money easily, right? That's the accepting belief. That's the bridging from the old to the new. And then the new, you're going to say it as if it's happening right now. I am so happy that I'm making this amount of money, or I'm so happy that I'm making money that can sustain myself, or whatever it may be. I'm so happy that I'm making money in this way, or in this easy way that I may not have thought possible. The ending you can probably disregard, but just keep it simple, right? Whatever would make the belief present, you know? So just to reiterate, because I talk a lot sometimes, old beliefs, I don't deserve to make easy money. Accepting beliefs, I can't wait until I'm making X, Y, and Z amount easily. New beliefs, I am so happy and grateful that I am making X, Y, and Z amounts or more this way, in whatever easy way that may be that you think you may not deserve based on the old belief. And your new beliefs, once you have that written down, from there, you can go ahead and recite that every single day. So every single day, you're going to be saying these new beliefs to yourself because, again, we're going to be reframing and reprogramming the mind to believe the new beliefs now, right? Instead of continuously every single day, oh, this happened. Oh, it's because I'm not worthy. It's like, all right, life happens, right? Everybody grew up differently. Everybody had their different circumstances. For example, I had a great upbringing. Then, like the middle of my teenage years was very hectic and chaotic. However, I didn't let that define me and be like, oh, well, my life sucks now. So this is just what my life is going to be. It's like, no, I have the choice and the ability to make my life and, direct it where I want to. I just have to take action, which we'll go over in a bit. So every single day, now that you have your new beliefs, you're going to recite them to yourself every single day. I do it when I wake up and I do it before I go to bed. When you wake up, your subconscious is more, what's the word? My English is turned off. Your subconscious is more open to be programmed when you wake up and right before you go to bed. Yes, you can say it in between, throughout the day and things like that. But from what I've heard and what I've been taught, when you wake up and when you go to bed, recite your new beliefs. So, next step, we're going to go ahead and, you know, as I mentioned, now that we have our new beliefs, whenever the old beliefs come up, we're going to challenge them, right? Is this thought process or is this belief coming up because, you know, I might be having a bad day? Do I have actual proof of it? Or what exactly, right? Why is this coming up? For example, I'll bring it into trading a little bit. Early in my trading career, my dad, my whole life, he's like, go back to school. For those who don't know, I went to school for psychology. I didn't go back to get my master's because, I want to do other things. But he was like, hey, go back to school. That's how you're going to make a lot of money. So my limiting belief was I can only make a lot of money if I go back to school, right? And then I discovered trading. And for those who know, you can make a lot of money in trading and you don't need to go to school for that. So when these things come up, you have to ask yourself, is this coming up because of just a thought? Is it coming up because I actually have proof that this is not true? Or what exactly is coming up? That way we can challenge it. So, for example, for me, let's say if I lost money, if I'm trading, I would be like, oh man, see, I guess that is right. I can only make a lot of money by trading. But then it's like, all right, let me take a step back. Why am I losing money trading? And why am I not making as much as I think I should or that I know that I could, right? And then what I discovered is like, all right, it's not that I can't make a lot of money trading, is that what happened to me is every time I would make a good amount of money trading, I would give it back the next day or within 3 days of making that money. Because subconsciously, I still did not believe that I deserved to make easy money and that I needed to go to school to make that amount of money, right? So I took a step back and I'm like, all right, why are you losing this money? Is it actually because this is true that you actually can't make easy money or that you have to go back to school to make a lot of money or what? And then what I discovered is that when I made the amount of money, what happens? I get overexcited, I get overconfident, I over leverage, and then when I lose the money, I revenge trade and give it all back. So it wasn't that the truth is that I couldn't make a lot of money. It's more so that I had to correct certain behaviors that I had in regards to trading to, you know, have success in it, right? And one thing to note when it comes to limiting beliefs and reprogramming them and reframing them, you need to understand that anybody can reframe it. You can do that. I can do that. Everybody else can do that, right? Just because I've been doing this for a while and I've gotten better at it doesn't mean that I'm better than you, that I'm better than this person, or somebody else is better than me. We're all humans, right? We just need to develop the skill and, give it the attention and energy that it deserves. Because if you kind of, as my life coach says, as Jacob says, you know, if you have half-assed habits, you're going to get half-assed results, right? So if you really want to change these things, write them down, recite it to yourself every single day. Some people might think, oh, it's woo-woo stuff, right? This woo-woo thing. But it's like, ask yourself, where did those beliefs come from? Why do you believe that, but somebody else might not, right? What's the difference? Is it because you've been telling yourself that your whole life? And the other person, they haven't been told that, so they believe differently. So anybody can change it. We're all human. We all have that capacity. Just wanted to throw that out real quick. So, like I mentioned, some action that you can take, recite your new beliefs daily and whatever other affirmations you may have regarding, other things that you may want to overcome. Also, keep proof of it, right? Like, for example, I keep a folder on my phone labeled clients and then labeled proof. So I keep screenshots of every single time any clients have sent me positive feedback, like, oh, thank you so much for this. You helped me change my life. I didn't think this was possible, X, Y, and Z. Because sometimes, being transparent with you guys, sometimes I think that I might not be like a good coach or a good mentor, right? But that's just my own things coming up that I still work through, right? Nobody's perfect. But it's like when these things come up, is it because it's actually true or because it's something that's coming up for me from the past, right? So in moments like that, when those things come up for me, it's like, well, this is obviously not true because here's the proof. You have hundreds of people who tell you, "Hey, thank you so much for helping me with this." So clearly, I am a good mentor and clearly I am a good teacher, right? Based on what I have heard and what people have told me. So keep proof. That way, when these things come up, you can physically see it. Clearly, this is not, whatever it is that you're experiencing, this is not true because X, Y, and Z, right? Now, I wanted to touch up a little how this can manifest in your trading. For example, I gave you my experience, like, what my dad will tell me. And then I had this student where I think like 3 or 4 months into us working together, he was killing it, making a lot of money to say the least. And sent me a message one day. He was like, "Hey, Desi, or Advent, however you know me by." He was like, "This can't be real. Like, how is this real? Like, how are we making money this easily?" And I'm like, "Welcome to trading, right? Once you know what you're doing, it's easy. Just do the same thing day in and day out." But for him and for other people that I've worked with, it's like if their whole life they've been told the only way to make money is by working hard. It's like, yeah, when you first start trading, it's difficult because it's a new skill you're learning. But once you get it, you're just doing the same thing every single day, every single week, pressing buttons and going about your day. So for him and others, and even myself at one point, it was like, it can't be this easy, right? Which, of course, to put aside for now, the mental challenges of trading and X, Y, and Z, we're putting that aside for now. But I was like, yeah, this is trading. Like, welcome to your new life, right? That's another thing. You need to understand that as you continue to progress and grow, your life is going to change. So if you've always been used to chaos, when you get placed into a realm of peace and a life that's more relaxed, your body and your mind is like, what's going on? This is not normal because normal is chaos. And now normal for you is like relaxation. So you're like, something's going on. This can't be real. This has to be fake, right? So when that does happen, remind yourself, hey, this is my new life. I can supplement my income with trading. I can make more money than I do at my regular job by trading or whatever else, maybe whatever your goals are for trading, right? So just something to note that may happen to you guys if it hasn't happened already. That's probably going to happen where trading is really going to bring a lot of things out of you that you need to overcome. So one last thing, just have my notes here because I tend to go off on tangents. So as always, besides like the steps that I gave you guys, with when you take action, writing everything down, showing yourself proof, things like that, make sure to celebrate yourself, right? Sometimes we don't do that. We don't celebrate ourselves. If you made $1,000 or even if you made $1 from trading, celebrate yourself. There's people who work 8-hour shifts in parts of the world for $1 a day. And we made that by pressing a button, relax in our house or wherever you are, on your phone probably. So always celebrate yourself. Another thing that you guys can do is seek support by through coaching, therapy, mentorship, things like that. I'm a big advocate of therapy. If you've never been to therapy, I highly recommend it. Very, very helpful. It's great. I got therapy and coaching. I guess technically coaching and mentorship can be interchangeable. But yeah, my Jacob definitely helped me a lot. My life coach, I went to therapy, definitely helps a lot as well. They can really help you understand and see things from a different perspective than how you see it, right? To help you move towards, the new life that you may want to live or the new beliefs that you may want to experience, right? So all in all, just remember that we're all human. You do have the ability to change your thoughts. Whatever you believe now is not forever. You can definitely reprogram them. And it just takes effort, right? Show up for yourself every single day. If you want the life that you want, understand that it's not about like how do I word this? It's not necessarily about being afraid that you might fail, because trust me, I failed many times. Many successful people failed many times. Steve Jobs, Bezos, and all the other people, right? They failed to get where they're at now. Somebody just doesn't wake up and they're successful. They put in the work, they put in the hours, right? Like people ask me, oh, Admin, you're so good at doing this or doing that. I'm like, yeah, you're seeing the end result, but you didn't see the hours every single day that I had to spend time meditating and reprogramming my mind and having boundaries with people. It's like, hey, look, if we're going to talk, I can't hear this from you anymore, right? This is what I'm working on. And these types of conversations are not going to help me get where I want to be. Setting those boundaries, having those hard conversations with people, right? It's not a walk in the park, as they say, growing pains, right? If you want to grow, it's going to be painful. That's inevitable. You cannot get rid of that. That's part of the process. But I can promise you that when you get on the other side, it's going to be very nice. So, all in all, you can definitely do this. I have done it. I never in my life thought that I would be where I would be at right now. I never saw myself as like a businessman or a trading man or finance man in the slightest. But here I am, right? Once I got over my limiting beliefs about money, right? I'll give you guys one last one and then I'll wrap up because I can stay here for like an hour talking. So, one last thing that I want to mention is a lot of people have this saying like, oh, money is the root of all evil, right? Which is false. Money is not the root of all evil. People's intentions with money is the root of all evil, or how they perceive it and how they act on it, right? Money is just money, right? It's just a tool to be used to further yourself or whatever it may be, right? Like a knife. A knife can either be used to cut vegetables, to cut rope, to build something, or it can be used for, doing something to somebody else, right? So understand that money is simply just a tool. It's for you to use. And if you look at it in a negative way, if you want to think about it in like a energetic way, if you think money is bad, it's not going to want to hang around you. So you need to understand that, money is really just money. You're going to use it for whatever it is that you want. It's either going to be good, it's going to be bad, that's up to you. Somebody gave me this book. Let me see if I have it here. Maybe I have it somewhere else. These two books I highly recommend. Think and Grow Rich, which you probably can't see because it's reversed on the camera, and Money is My Friend. Highly recommend these two books. There's also The Psychology of Money, which is great as well. I'll put a link in the description for links to these if you guys want it. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out. If this was helpful in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate every single like, every single comment, every single subscription. Thank you guys so much. And anything that you want to share in the comments, hey, I'm open. Share it. We're all human. We're not alone in this. I'll see you guys. Good night.